In a tangled web of accusations and counterclaims that reads like a plot from one of his own soulful ballads, legendary Motown icon Smokey Robinson, alongside his devoted wife Frances, has sought urgent legal recourse against a woman leveling serious allegations of sexual assault against him. The couple's petition for a temporary restraining order from a Los Angeles court paints a picture of betrayal and invasion, centered around an alleged covert raid on their personal storage unit. Valuables worth thousands of dollars vanished, they claim, in an act of malice that strikes at the heart of their privacy and peace in their golden years. The legal documents, detailing the harrowing discovery, reveal a breach that unfolded with chilling precision. On a seemingly ordinary day, the Robinsons learned of the intrusion that had occurred mere weeks prior, a violation captured in stark clarity by security footage. The woman in question, referred to pseudonymously in court filings as Jane Doe 4, is accused of orchestrating the heist with calculated intent. Accompanied by two accomplices, she allegedly spent a full 40 minutes methodically hauling boxes from the unit, each load a testament to premeditated plunder. The operation was no impulsive grab, it was a systematic emptying, leaving the storage space, a repository of memories and mementos, stripped and scarred. This isn't mere theft in the eyes of the law, it's a multifaceted assault on dignity, compounded by the ongoing shadow of the assault allegations Jane Doe 4 has lodged against the 85-year-old music pioneer. Robinson, whose velvet voice has serenaded generations through hits like Cruisin', now navigates a storm where personal loss intersects with public scrutiny. The couple, both in their later decades, described the incident as executed covertly with malicious intent, and without consent, words that echo the pain of trust shattered. Their storage unit, perhaps filled with artifacts from a life in the spotlight, awards, keepsakes, perhaps even unpublished lyrics, became a battleground in this escalating feud. Robinson's legal team, led by the steadfast Christopher Frost, wasted no time in framing the event as emblematic of deeper motives. In a pointed statement, Frost characterized the sequence as yet another example of how Jane Doe 4 and her group of accusers are motivated by greed, even the pettiest kind. The pettiness here isn't downplayed, it's weaponized, suggesting a pattern of opportunism that taints the assault claims with financial ulteriority. The Robinsons are already pursuing a separate lawsuit against the accusers, alleging financial elder abuse, conversion, the unlawful taking of property, and invasion of privacy. These charges form a bulwark against what they perceive as a coordinated campaign to extort and defame. Frost's rhetoric underscores the urgency of their restraining order request. We are taking swift action to ensure that Jane Doe 4 and those assisting her cannot go near the Robinsons, a couple in their 70s and 80s, because there seem to be no limits on what they are willing to do. The protective intent is clear, shielding vulnerable elders from further harm in an age where digital echoes amplify every accusation. For Smokey, whose career spans over 6 decades of harmonious highs and personal lows, this chapter feels particularly insidious. From the euphoric highs of Motown's golden era to health battles weathered with grace, he has always projected resilience. Now that fortitude is tested not by stage lights but by courtroom shadows. On the opposing front, Jane Doe 4's representatives push back with equal fervor, dismissing the theft narrative as a smokescreen. In communications to media outlets, her lawyers contend that the claims represent a desperate fabrication intended to retaliate against Jane Doe 4 following her damning testimony during her December 5 deposition. This deposition, a pivotal moment in the assault case, evidently struck nerves, prompting what they see as a retaliatory pivot to property disputes. It's a classic he said she said escalation, where each side accuses the other of narrative manipulation, turning a private grievance into a public spectacle. To unpack this, one must consider the broader implications for icons like Robinson. At 85, he embodies living history, the architect of smooth R&B grooves that influenced everyone from the Temptations to modern crooners. His marriage to Frances, a partnership forged in the fires of fame, has been a constant amid chaos. Allegations of assault, serious and scarring, demand scrutiny, yet the counterclaim of theft introduces layers of doubt, questioning credibility on both ends. Elder abuse, when financial, preys on the very vulnerabilities that time bestows. Diminished vigilance, reliance on others, the quiet accumulation of life's treasures in safe havens like storage units. The security footage, if as damning as described, could tip scales dramatically. 40 minutes of documented activity, boxes lifted, accomplices in tow, paints a scene of bold audacity. Why target this unit? Was it revenge, opportunism, or something more sinister tied to the assault narrative? Frost's invocation of pettiest kind of greed suggests small-minded vengeance, a flea bite on the elephant of Robinson's legacy. Yet for the couple it's profoundly personal. Thousands in losses, yes, but also the erosion of sanctuary. Legal battles of this ilk often simmer for months, each filing a verse in an ongoing ballad of contention. The restraining order, if granted, would erect barriers, no contact zones preserving what remains of their tranquility. It buys time for deeper investigations, depositions that peel back motives like onion skins. Jane Doe 4's side, meanwhile, frames this as deflection, a tactic to discredit a survivor mid-testimony. The deposition's damning nature implies revelations that could unravel Robinson's defense, making the theft claim a desperate counterpunch. Reflecting on Robinson's journey adds poignancy. From Detroit streets to Motown studios, he crafted anthems of love and longing that masked his own life's complexities. Divorces, health scares, comebacks, he's navigated them all with that signature croon. Frances, his rock, shares this latest indignity, their united front a bulwark against isolation. In their 70s and 80s, the world should offer repose, not raids.